Welcome to Not Your Basic Brunettes, where we, Devin and Katie, dive into all things girly and beyond. From sharing TMI moments to navigating life's chaos with humor and vulnerability, we're here to create a safe space for moms, single ladies, entrepreneurs, and corporate girlies alike. Grab a drink, get comfy, and join us as we laugh, cry, and connect through all of life's moments. Now here are your hosts, Devin and Katie.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Not Your Basic Brunettes. We're glad you've joined us today. We are going to talk about what I'm doing in my 30s.
Everything. And yet, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to hit you with it in the beginning and the end.
Yes. Spotify,
YouTube,
Instagram, TikTok, all the good stuff.
all the stuff. All right, let's jump in. Let's say, okay, what surprised you most about turning 30?
Oh, all the aches and pains that you get in your 30s.
That's real. That's
like
mean.
you literally go to bed and you wake up and you're like, what did I do to my knee in my sleep? Like, why does this hurt?
Slept on the pillow wrong. You're like, ugh, I'm not going to recover for a few days.
It's the worst. Like, nobody tells you. And it's funny, actually, because, like, my sister, when she turned 30, she goes, why did nobody tell me about this? I was like, welcome to your 30s. Next will be your back. Next is your head.
Yeah. Well, it's like giving birth. They're like, oh, congratulations, you have a baby, you're 30. And then, like, your postpartum era hits. You're like, what the fuck? Why did anybody tell me this? I mean, you can choose to have babies. You can't choose to not turn 30.
Turn 30. That's right. That's exactly right. It's awful. Like, I don't know why, but like your body, I feel like it's just so deteriorating. But I also like kind of know why, because like I told you, the average lifespan in America right now is 75.
Yeah.
So technically, if you're like 37-ish, you're like, and I think 72 for like men and 75 for women. So then it's like half life is like 32, Jesus. 33. You know, so it's like,
well, they say something like, especially for, I don't know about men, but like for women, it's like once you turn in your 30s, like your muscles stop. Like if you don't continue to work out, then your muscles just like straight up decline.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like shit you don't learn about at
Makes
all.
Sense. Makes total sense though.
Especially
like, what's so sore?
Yeah. I mean, like me hobbling around with my calf, I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
Me and my back and my hip, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Something pops, you're like,
like that's questionable. That's gonna be hurting someone, probably not.
Don't know why that popped.
Still in there. Need to see a doctor? No, I'll be fine.
No.
3 weeks later, it still hurts.
Yeah. Coming in with a brace, you're like, I don't know. I stepped out of bed wrong.
Yeah, literally. Me, when I tore my plantar fasciitis, I was just walking, trying to hurry and put my shoes on and get in the car and ripped it. Like, 30s.
Comfortable shoes.
This is why Mom now wears orthopedic shoes. They're so sexy. Oh.
Yeah. It's like me rolling my goddamn ankle like all the time. I did it last weekend.
I do too.
I'm like, it doesn't even swell anymore. It's just like a Tuesday. They're like, no, not today. You're like, okay. We'll try again next week.
Okay, I'm gonna go into the next question here. Are you doing what you thought you would be doing at this age?
I have no idea. What did I think I was doing at 34? I thought I would be a lot more of an adult. I feel like.
Blue.
Like you always assume like everybody above you is so like in their 40s, I'm going to have my shit together. Now because we're in our 30s, like when you're in 20s and you're 30s, you're like, I'm going to have a career, like all this stuff. Not that I don't have these things, but like when you get it, you're like, oh, this doesn't feel that much different. It just feels harder.
Yeah.
I'm not someone that's like future pacing myself in age wise where it's like, oh, when I'm 40, I'm going to be this and this. I'm like, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I did like a big, like, oh my God, I'm turning 30 because it was literally like 2020 hit.
Yeah.
And I was COVID, just got married and just had my first baby. So it's like 30 hit fast. It didn't feel like another like huge amount. I think like 29, 28 felt more like a 30 celebration because that's when I got married and like the big steps of the next adulthood stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm like, at what age am I? I'll be 30. I'm 34. Okay. Like I'll be 35 this year. Like what? I don't know. Just quit counting after a while.
Yeah, exactly. You stop counting. You're like, oh, what age? 33?
Mine's easy because like I was born in 90, so the other ending number for the year
is your year.
2024. I'm 34, so I'm like, oh, I could do that. Ask me anybody else's age, no idea.
me.
Yeah, I'm like, I know you're a
My
year
calculator,
younger than
hold
me.
on.
Yeah. That's how I do it because it's like, okay, you're a year younger than me, so you had to be 91. Like my sisters are 2 years older than me, so just like 88. So like everything based off of like how far away, as long as it doesn't get too far.
Right. Then you're like, hold on, calculator. That's me. I'm like, hold please. Okay, you're this old. Got it.
I'm really bad at like judging people's ages too. I have no idea what.
But I feel like a lot of us have like aged well compared to some. So we're like, there is times where you're like, holy crap, you're 40, and you're like, but they're like, look amazing.
Somebody told me I'm like 28. I was
like,
like,
I love that. I get 26 sometimes, and I'm like, thank you. Oh, I love you.
I know.
You're getting a tip.
It has some perks when you blossom later in life because then I used to hate that. I was like, I hated not being as like mature looking as everybody else because I'm like, oh, I look so young, and now I'm like, suckers. I didn't peak in high school.
Or
college.
I know. I feel that for sure.
What did you answer that question?
No, I did not.
Okay.
So did I think I'm doing what I do in my 30s, right? That's what it is?
Yeah. Are you doing what you thought you would be doing at this age?
No, obviously not, because like I was like graduating college, and then like kids going along the way and all that kind of stuff. So like I am not doing what I wanted to do in my 30s, but I am trying now. Like I'm trying to go for my career path. I'm trying to do things that I wanted to do in my 20s, like you know, in general.
Well, you also started out like earlier than the rest of us in straight life,
right?
Yeah,
which was a bad idea. Don't do good.
Don't do anything we say.
Don't do anything we say. Learn from our mistakes. Take it in account. That helps for the future. But yeah, no, like I'm not doing everything I wanted to do in my 30s. I'm glad that I do have kids though. Like, that was something I really, really wanted. So like that I am going on with my mom era for that. But like now it's like, okay, but now I want to get that career under me too, like more financial stability, things like that. So working on that as in general.
I was gonna say that rolls right into our next question. Like, how has your career goals shifted in your 30s?
Absolutely shifted because I've been medical assistant for 14 years. So I'm like ready to like move on and like stopping everybody's like token person to like do everything. So I'm like, I want to be my own boss. I want to move along. I want to like get this money and like do what I'm supposed to do. Because I'm like, I know I'm smart and I know that I can do this. And like, there's a lot of people that have jobs that are not as smart as me, and you're like, I can do this. I can do this. I'm overqualified. How about you?
Yeah, I guess I'm in a weird spot in my career because I'm like, don't want to do it anymore, but I also don't know what else that I want to do. Which feels weird because like I feel like some people in their 30s are just like crushing it in their career. Like that's awesome. Like they hit the manager positions. They like that's where they are, and I feel like a lot of them either haven't had kids yet or like just don't want kids in general. And so it's like they have that capacity. And I think I've just felt the urge to like losing desire for what I'm doing, just because I also like to dip my toes in everything else. But this has just been such a stable in my life, and now it's like, okay, I really don't want to force it, but I don't know what else is next. So I have no idea. I mean, I feel like I'll dabble in a bunch of different stuff, and maybe one will land, or I don't know. So I mean, that's ambiguous.
Never a bad thing.
Yeah,
it's never a bad thing to change your goals and your ambitions. I
mean, the end goal I think is always to own my own business, work for myself type thing. Like I really want to step away from like corporate life. I think that's like the main goal, whether I do design outside of it or whatnot. So it's weird.
But you can always say what my mom always says. She's 55 and she says, I still don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up.
I feel like that's going to be me. It's like, how many things have you tried, Devin? All of them.
Yeah, but like everything changes. Everything's a cycle.
Yeah. Well, because it's like I've seen so many people here or met a lot of like amazing women that like were stuck at a job or whatever, and then they've just literally pursued their like one passion. And it's like, oh, all of a sudden I want to become an esthetician or whatever. And like now they're just killing it and doing so good. Or like our tattoo artist, like she's doing what she loves doing. And like that's just a reaffirming. Like if you follow what you love to do, the money will come after
That's right.
it.
That's
And
exactly
so it's
right.
like, I don't love doing design right now, so I just got to figure out the next.
We should do Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come.
I know. Like, what can I build?
I mean, you're quite handy.
I know. I literally was trying to do something today. I was like, I have brought all my tools, but I don't have a fucking screw. And I was walking up my steps. I was like, oh, here's one on the floor. Perfect.
Done.
Yeah.
Comes in handy.
Yeah, just right when I need it. I'm like, I need to go to the hardware store and get some hardware.
I love it. I love it.
All right. Has your relationship with your body or mental health changed?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I look back at pictures. I did a boudoir shoot for my husband, for our wedding. Woo.
I need to do that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's very empowering, honestly. Yeah. Like, you think you'd be nervous, but then after a while you're like, that's cool.
Let's do this every Saturday.
Let's do this. And even the photographer's like, yes, Gary, get into it. Like, it's great. So yeah, like, I'm definitely more forgiving on my body for sure than when I was younger. Obviously, when you're younger, you're like, I'm fat and not as skinny as these other girls, or I don't look like these other girls.
Yeah.
And now looking back, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was so much kinder to myself.
I was not fat back in that photo
Yeah,
at all.
At all.
I was tiny.
And when it was like by my wedding, I was like the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
And I always tell people now, I'm like, take as many naked pictures of yourself as you want. Because you're going to go back and look at them. I
think I saved any of them.
Yeah, but you're going to go back and look at them and be like, I should have been so much nicer to myself. Like, my boobs were perky. I was, like, thinner. Just, like, different things. And now, like, everything that's changed after having children, your body changes completely.
Yeah.
So it's, like, be kind to yourself. As someone heard on like, I think it was on social media, you only have this vessel.
Yeah. Be
kind to it.
Yeah.
What about you? Anything changed with your body image or anything that you...
Yeah, I was thankful that I didn't really struggle with, like, body image in my 20s. Like, I worked out. I was an athlete for however long. And then it was really, like, towards my end of my 20s to, like, my early 30s, like, with kids and, like, just not working out or taking care of myself because my partner at the time didn't do those sort of things, because I kind of fell into that trap. And I was also on an SSRI that made me like a fucking zombie that didn't want me to do anything. And then I kind of accepted it, and then I got pregnant, and then your body changes. So honestly, like, now this is the best shape I've been in my life for years and years, like, even like back to like when I was in my early 20s. And it's just kind of like weird. I think obviously a lot of trauma that I was holding on to with the relationship and the divorce and stuff like that, like, I moved out and it was like my body, like, inflammation just like went down. And I was
absolutely.
like, okay. And now I have time to work out and like take care of it. And I think just focusing on my fucking health, that has been like a journey in the past, ever since having kids, of just all the female stuff between your hormones, and then finding out I have endometriosis and what that causes inside of your body, and like going on a different diet and that sort of stuff, I think is huge for your 30s too, because it's like your body doesn't metabolize the same anymore at all.
Yeah.
So it's like you need to pay attention to it, and it's like talking to you and telling you like what it needs, and just like really being in tune with your body, I think, is a big thing, especially in your 30s. Because in your 20s, you're like, oh, my health is fine. I'm 20.
Oh, yeah, I'm 20. It's going to be fine. I'll eat these jalapeno poppers at 2 a.m. after I've been drinking all night. I get it.
I can bounce back from a hangover. Like, I don't even drink anymore because hangovers scare me.
I know, they're the worst. You're like, I feel awful.
I remember, like, I had bad hangovers when I was in the 20s, but it's like, you could just lay in bed and be a potato all day and be like, oh, I'm going to throw up every hour. And then, like, oh, what do we do tonight?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Like, not now.
That's like
a week of recovery.
I'll be in the hospital like, save me.
I need an IV.
Everybody out.
Like, give me an IV.
Yeah, no thanks.
So would you say that your mental health has changed in your 30s?
Yeah, 100%. I think in my 20s I dealt with more of like the depression. Like, I haven't ever been as depressed as I was like in my 20s. I was kind of like, because college really fucked me up with that and dealing with that, and like kind of at an earlier age. And then my 30s I always call it like my anxiety era. It's like you get kids and your hormones change and your expectations and all that sort of stuff. So it kind of morphed into that, and like have a job, and then realizing that like the ADHD plays a big part in your anxiety. And I just got diagnosed with like last December. So it's like, okay, understanding that and just yeah, I think I've gotten a lot better with my anxiety and understanding what it was. But like, I mean, the last 2 years has been rough. Like, I remember having a panic attack almost once a week for a couple months at a time. It's like living in this, like, I can't breathe, like living every day just to like get to the next one.
Yeah.
And finding the right resources and people to talk to is huge.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, especially like there's no shame around it. I feel like now it's way more open, but even in our 20s, like you were kind of like, oh, I talk to a therapist, like not like, oh, my therapist told me today, like out and about, it wasn't as accepted. So now it's like, okay, what kind of health, like mental health can I get? And also like combining that with your like wellness routine. So, well, it's a lot of knowledge, I would say. There's a lot of it out there too, because everything's so
accessible now. Yeah, which is great.
Yeah. What about you?
I feel like my mental health has definitely kind of had its ups and downs. Yeah. I feel like in my 20s, I was a lot more anxious. I had a lot of panic attacks and a lot of like anxiety in general. I feel like that portion has kind of gotten better with kids because I realized like things are just going to happen and you're just going to have to kind of roll with it. So I feel like I'm getting better at that portion, but I do have like my waves of my ups and downs with depression because of like postpartum and hormones and things like that. So that's something I'm kind of dealing with. Also like with therapy and working on like childhood trauma and stuff like that to like move through things so I don't have the same reactions as I did in my 20s. Like you can't pop off at somebody at 30 years old. Like in the right situation, So it's like I'm having to deal with a lot of things that I didn't deal with when I was younger. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I know I need help. I know I need things and I'm working through them, but and right now that's kind of my priority is to like figure out what I need so that I can be a good mom and show up to be good for my kid. Because again, he needs as much help as I can give him too. Yeah. So
it's also like children, sorry to interrupt, like also like bring shit to the surface so quickly of like, I didn't even know I needed to address this issue or like this core wound or whatever. And you're like, oh, yeah, damn.
Absolutely.
That was buried.
Yeah. And it's like, I should probably deal with that.
I need to parent my inner child too.
Moving along, like you're like, ooh.
We're both gonna cry at the same time.
I'm just crying, and the childhood drop off. It's fine. That's what sunglasses are for.
I know. Every mom does that. I thought it was just me for a while. And I was like, no.
I've seen some other hot mess moms too. I'm like, I feel you, girl. It's been a day, but you look great.
Yeah,
you look great. You just keep on
make
going.
it through.
Exactly. You just keep on going. You just give them the nod. Be like, yeah, I'll see you.
I know. You. Nowadays, basically, before I feel like if I saw someone crying, I'd be like, oh my god, like can't believe you're crying in public. I'm like, now I'm like,
I don't care.
You want to go somewhere and cry?
You want to go get a coffee and cry in the car too?
Yeah, I just feel like the car is the best place to cry. You know, I'm wondering how many people have like rolled up next to me, and I'm just like,
bawling out. Hey. I mean, if they don't want to know, mind their business. That's exactly right. Mine are super tinted now. I'm like,
I passed you the other day. We were picking up Kai. I was like, I think it's her car. I was like, I don't think she saw me. You were in the zone.
I was in the zone.
Yeah.
Auto zone.
Get in the zone. Auto zone. What's your biggest wellness priority now?
Oh, definitely exercising. Taking care of myself that way. I got in the habit of not really working out I was trying to like lose weight in my 20s from PCOS, and then would just kind of go on and off with like working out because you're in your 20s, sometimes it's hard. But then like I wanted to get in really good shape for my wedding. I got in the best shape of my life, and then I had 2 kids, and I was like super lazy after the first one, and like.
I don't even call it lazy. I feel like you're just surviving.
But like even then, it was just like my husband's like, he's like, babe, I know you like want to go exercise, but I was like, I'm so tired. I don't want to do anything. And I was like, but honestly, I probably should have, go for a walk or something, just like to even just help my mental health. Like go outside, but I'm scared to take baby outside because I don't want some kid to have babies outside. Yeah, well, I was like scared. Like I was like always scared of like as a child abduction, like someone would see my
jump out of your bush.
Yeah, I'm just like and I'm like no. Especially me being like my weekend like postpartum state.
I should have exercised.
Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely a priority. And now that I've had my second and I'm done having children, I really want to be able to do the things that I moved to Colorado for,
Yeah.
like hiking, snowboarding, paddleboarding, like all these things. It's like you need to be in some kind of physical shape to do these activities, and then also be able to run after my 4-year-old because he's fast as hell. So
he is super fast. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like,
Chapping.
And he's a bulldozer, so it's like if you get in the way,
it's like boom, it's on, it's gone. Like your poor kid's getting knocked out not on purpose, just because the man's running at full force.
I know. He's running on the bouncy house the other day. I was like, damn, put this boy in track.
I know. Thank God his dad is a track, so I was like, you run after him. I can't get him. He's like, damn it. And he takes off the shoes, and he's like,
I think my kids aren't that fast yet, so no.
So, what is your health priority for you?
Women's shit, I would say, in the nicest form of like, after my second kid, like I was like, my body just doesn't feel normal. Like this anxiety is causing something. I feel inflammation in my body. It's pain. Like my periods, I think it was like an Instagram thing that finally like made me realize that like my periods were not normal. Cause I was always told like pain and that sort of stuff was what's it called? Genetic.
Yes.
Excuse me. And like, cause my mom had bad, cysts and clots and that sort of stuff. Cause like, that's what you were told. Like, oh, you just deal with it. And then, thank God for my Pilates instructor and friend, Shelby, who's been down the road and she's very much into women's health, was like, I think you have endo. I was like, no, I don't have like the classic signs. And she kept being like planting that little seed. And then finally I was like, okay, I have it. And she's like, I told you. I know. But like, God bless her, because she was such like a guiding light of like women's health and like waking me up to like, okay, this is important. These things, your period dictates so much of your life, even like your mental health and like understanding what phase of the cycle you're in, and not just PMS. So it's like, no, your luteal phase
I'm
is
emotional.
like
Ovulating. Got it.
Yeah, I look great. I feel great. You're ovulating. Like it's like I feel like it gets you have that one bad week. It's like no, I have like one good week.
Yes,
which is understanding like, okay, why do I feel so fatigued all the time? If I'm taking care of myself, if I'm doing all this stuff, it gets frustrating. You're like, because my body's essentially fighting off a disease, and they won't classify it as a disease, but it's cells fighting against your body. Like sometimes it's better than others, or all the supplements you have to take too.
I know.
Just to function.
Like 30 supplements.
I know. I was on my chiropractor today. I was like, I was feeling so good, so I wasn't taking anything, and I was eating bad, and now I'm paying for the repercussions of like my body's inflamed, I'm in pain, I'm tired, and it's not that like my body is dying in a way. It's like, okay, well, you weren't keeping up with your regimen of eating good, getting good sleep, and all this sort of stuff. So your body's like, wait a minute.
Like, I think I'm gonna get inflamed now.
Yeah. You're gonna be uncomfortable for a month. You know, this is your punishment for not taking care of it. So I don't do it again.
Yeah.
I probably will, but
you take it back.
How has your relationship with money evolved?
Oh God. I'll be honest with you. Thank God my husband's a financial man. Money has not evolved with me very well. I have a problem.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space. Hi, my name is Katie. I'm a shopaholic. So it's been this way for a long time. Like I get the ADHD response to overspend at times, and I can't like stop it. It's like manic almost.
Yeah, it's like the dopamine hits,
So, and then I end up like returning things because you're like, why? You're like, oh, take that back. Reverse. Do. So that's definitely something I try really hard to work on and not to do that. But I still have weaknesses here and there where I like, go out and buy a shit ton of clothes or like, just stuff like I don't need. Cause then I'm like, why did I buy this? I already have a cooler bag. Or like, why did I, like, just dumb things.
We are not allowed to go to Marshall's together.
Oh, I'm bad at Marshall's. I need this. You saw me. I was like,
and then I was like, me too.
Stacking all this stuff.
And halfway through, I was like, maybe I don't.
Me too. I was like, okay, you have a budget, Katie. How many money?
Well, also like, bag? Don't get a cart and like see how much you can hold in your hands.
Exactly. Don't get it, especially at Target. Like, I can't get a cart. If I get a cart, it's gonna end up getting filled.
I know. I went to Target today to get wrapping paper. Did I get wrapping paper?
No.
I got
everything else.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I went to the store for milk.
I was like, at the checkout, I was like, I could just go back, but I'll just come back.
I'll just come back and do it again.
Forget about it too. Like, why did I walk in?
So yeah, money has definitely always been kind of an issue for me, and then also too that I didn't like make a lot during my like first career, so I'm
but
hoping.
It seemed like you were like super like responsible with like all your there's a lot of responsibility once it is, but like you took care of a lot of people on like a little budget.
I did because then I had like no play money, so it was like, okay, this is my, and I would do everything cash so that I knew like exactly how much I had for groceries this week, how much I had for gas this 2 weeks, how much I had, and then I would be like, okay, now you have $100 splurge. And it would usually be like,
but back then it went so much further.
It did. It was like we could all go out to eat for $30. Yeah. And then it was like,
you go out to eat, you go to the bar, you can get extra gas, you can get the Pop-Tart, like
you have a little sweet treat on the way if you want some. So maybe a Starbucks. Ooh, like get fancy. Yeah. But now it's like
no more. I bought 2 things at the grocery store. God damn it,
and it was $150.
What did I even buy? Was this necessary?
So what about you? Have your financial priorities changed? Or
I mean, priorities for sure, because now I'm a single mom. So like, but I don't have a fallback, even though I was, the breadwinner most of my marriage too. So like that quite hasn't changed. And I always say that like I'm pretty good at making money, but like the saving and like putting it away for stuff, I'm not great at. Like I have the ADHD moments where it's like, that's been me kind of recently of like, oh, I should buy these shoes because it's going to change my life. And it's like, no, it's really not.
Shoes. Yeah, you're like, shoes.
But I should probably get another color because I really like them. It's like, no. Yeah, well, it's also hard now because like I'm having to buy more clothes because I'm a different size now. So like sometimes I justify that in my mind, but I'm like, do I need 5 of the same shorts? It's like, no, you don't really need to.
I do.
I mean, if I don't get my damn washer fixed, I might
take these shorts back. I need a washer.
In the sink. There we go. But no, that's a goal of mine. That like I either want to accept that that's like really not my strong suit and pretending that like I'm gonna fix it one day, or like actually like sit down and do it.
Yeah, that's something I would say for anybody, like I forgot to say in their 20s to do is start a 401k. Yeah. When you're a lot younger than when you're older, because you're missing so much money on compound interest.
My dad drills that into me all the time. And I was like, with mine, I had it in my 20s because I was with corporate for a long time, and then it switched to more contract jobs. Yeah. And then once you're done with that contract job, it's gone. You have to roll it over to something else, or like you don't even get it, or it's not matched the same. So I was literally thinking about that today. I was like, but such is life. 401k, my dad always drills that into my mind. He's like, the one thing that you should do is like max it out as much as they'll match it. Yeah. Because he's a financial planner, so it's like he knows what he's talking about. They're like,
yeah. That was the only good thing I ever did, like financially in my 20s, because like I knew with like a lot of my family like struggled for like retirement and things like that because they didn't save enough or like do enough for retirement. So when they were living off Social Security checks, it's like hardly like getting by. Yeah. So it was always like, well, I make kind of shite as it is. Yeah. So I was like, I want to be able to retire someday. So I was like, well, one of the companies I worked with had a 401k and a match. And I was like, okay, well, I'll start right now. I think it was like 24, 25 when I started. And since then that's, growing. It's not exponential at this point because I've had a couple years off with kids, but like eventually I will, put more into it from my checks as I like make more in my career, which will help. But like, it has definitely helped in the long run looking at the compounded interest that like helped it move along as much as it did. So I'm like, okay, at least I started that. And the best part with those is that you can't really like touch them. Yeah. So that helped me a lot. Yeah. So it's like, I can't touch it. So I don't even like look at it at times on purpose. So I'm not like tempted to be like, ooh, there's all this money.
I know. My dad's like, yeah, but then you'll get charged like a 10% tax. And like, oh.
Oh, and you still have to pay taxes on it at the end of the year. So it's like, is it really worth taking all the money out? No.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, because like the next question is like something you're proud of financially. I think, you mentioned the 401k. Like, thank goodness my dad is a financial planner, and like he was like, okay, well, if you can't do 401k, I'll open up an IRA or whatever that. And like, I'm like, cool. Here's $50, $100 a month. Do what you do with it, and then he'll send me like a portfolio. I'm like, oh, okay, that's more than I thought.
It really does. It makes a difference.
Up so much. Yeah, it's like you don't even have to be like, oh, I'm going to invest in these stocks. It's like a very, very low yield, like non-risky thing to do, and just like kind of set it and forget it, like you said. Like if you don't have a 401k, find another mutual fund to put it in, and
and just let it grow. Just leave it alone and just let it ride.
Yeah,
that's all I
out
think.
of sight, out of mind, and then we'll get a little surprise and be like, oh,
hey,
okay,
oh look,
more assets.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh, what can I spend it on?
I was like, could I take that out to pay my loans? And he's like, I'm always like, no. He's like, you'll get 10% off now, and then we got to pay on taxes on it, and taxes. I was like, never mind.
Yeah, no, that 10% is hefty. Too.
Yeah.
And that. Now I was thinking of life insurance. When you borrow against life insurance, you have to repay that back.
Yes.
I had to do that in my 20s because I had a credit card. Yeah, my dad was like, okay, I'm not going to be mad, but let's not do this again. I was like, no, I will not.
Okay, thanks. Like, thanks, Dad.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, what is a grown-up expense or responsibility that you didn't see coming? That's a daycare.
Yeah.
How expensive it is. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, I was like, was that expected? It's like, yeah, but like the price of it is crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Honestly, the first thing that popped in my mind was like lighting and rugs and furniture.
It's so true though.
It's so expensive.
Like, why is it so expensive? Like a lamp, $8.
Damn
it!
It doesn't come with the shade.
That's separate. Fuck.
I know. We were talking about nightstands earlier.
Oh my god,
it's expensive.
I need new nightstands, guys, and I don't want to pay $500 a nightstand.
Yeah.
What happened to like maybe $100 nightstand?
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Damn.
I know. I don't even think IKEA does it for that anymore.
No.
Either. Furniture, yeah. And like to get quality furniture too.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, well if I pay $5,000 for a couch, which I would never do because like, oof, is it really that much better quality than the $300 couch?
Yeah.
I don't feel like
I don't know. It just depends on like too where it's from, and that's what it's same with me. It's like, well, I don't want to buy like a super cheap nightstand because then I'm like, what's the material made out of, and is it gonna break apart if I put a heavy book on
Timu,
it?
It's like a little kid's there. Oh,
it was this side. Read the dimensions.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like if you get like a full leather couch or whatever, like, you know, I went and got a faux leather couch because I was like, oh, I need something nicer, and I was like, you know, under $1,000. But now I'm like, okay. It's not that comfortable to sit on. Like, my ass is cold in the winter when you sit down. Like,
leather couches for sure, and that's the worst because you know we're down here in the basement. That leather couch is over there. So, so you have to like put a blanket under you and then a blanket on top.
That's what I was like in a cocoon the other night. I was like, oh, it's not that.
But the only reason I have it is because it's easy to clean if the kids spill.
Yours is big enough where you can like lounge on it. Like I've noticed like having people over like sitting. I'm like, okay, it's slightly bigger than the love seat, but still like. I don't want to curl up on this couch.
Yeah.
So a little bit of couch regret, but it's okay.
It's okay.
What about you? What's another expense? Well, you said daycare, but what else?
Daycare, cars. Recently had to buy a new car. Again, thank God my husband is a financial guy. Like, helped us put a substantial down payment on it, so we would have a very low payment. But I didn't realize now too that they extend car plan like payment plans
like 72 months or something like that.
No, like 8 years.
They're just trying to get people
I was
to buy
like,
it.
dear God, 8 years of an $800 payment, like
well, they say like the average car payment is like around $600. It's like, Jesus Christ.
More now, I'll tell you, because like one of my friends that I used to work with, her brand new Jeep, fully loaded, Jeep Grand Cherokee, all the bells and whistles on it. $1,600 a month.
Why would you buy a car that
I know?
It's like you can't even get an apartment for that anymore. But like, damn,
that's what I'm saying. So like car payments, daycare, all of that. So like, no wonder so many like people are holding on to like everything they've got for so long. You know, because they're like, I don't want to have to have a car payment that's going to be $1,000, and I don't want to have to like. Why we're staying home with our kids because our daycare is going to be $3,000 to have kids in it. Like,
because you tell any like boomer person like that, I feel like that's the one thing to sympathize with, like especially with my parents. They're like, daycare is like astronomical. Yeah, and it's like, but then you don't even have summers. Then you're like, well, I have to do all the fucking camps, and those are really hard to get into because you got to think about it like a year ahead. Yep, and it's like, oh my God, what. And
actually, that was kind of a game that I put on my baby shower for Rami. Yeah. So like, when we did I do a Zoom like calls like with our family
Yeah.
and stuff like that because they all live in different places. And I did we did a like a PowerPoint game of like guess the price of like what things are, you know,
Yeah.
like, and so like I literally did it on purpose. So like
Send me money.
our boomer parents would like sympathize and understand like why we do the things that we do because it's so expensive. And they were like gosh shocked that I was like, yeah, so a 3-month-old in daycare right after you give birth, you take them at 3 months, $2,600 a month for one child.
Yeah.
That didn't even include my other child.
Yeah. They say like the average person spends like $3,000 a month on just childcare.
Yes.
It's like,
it's crazy. And I'm like, it's more than my mortgage.
Yeah. Well, and then it's like, okay, yeah, stay at home, but a lot of us like need that dual income.
Yep.
So then it's like you're in a fucking pickle. What do you do?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we only did it for as long as we can.
Yeah.
You know, like it is what it is, and have to go back to work. But like, I understand and see why things are doing. And there was also like I think it was an NPR like broadcast. Like things that like they're talking about like why more people are staying at home and the dual income has like stopped because some people are staying at home. They're selling their second car, like all this other stuff, just to like make it for the year, until they can like afford the daycare price to get their kid in, you know, because it's just too expensive at the time and point when they're getting them in.
Well, it's like Campbell's like, I just paid my last one. And I'm like, yay, kindergarten, he's gonna be free. And then but Rhea gets into full-time daycare, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, next year, like you'll go down each time, but it's like crazy that you have to like wait. Because kids are already so expensive in the beginning, and then people are like, yeah, that's nice when they're free, but then you start adding in sports and travel teams and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you get all the extracurriculars.
Yeah. What is the hardest lesson you've learned in your 30s so far? It's a hard question.
Hardest lesson.
I feel like I'm slouching.
I honestly still feel like being a mom is like the hardest lesson I've had to learn.
Yeah.
You know, like learning to control my emotions, learning how to navigate life again with other critters you're trying to keep alive. Critters. My little critters.
Get the best control.
Give my little critters. But it's true because it's like you learn how to be independent and do your own things and go on with life and like exercise and go to the store and all sorts of stuff. Then you're like, oh, now I have to figure it out with 3 other people's schedules. Like it's like, okay, is the baby gonna take a nap? No, now they're gonna be like, and you still gotta be present to show up to be a mom and help them and guide them and hopefully give them the right tools to grow up in a nice environment.
You know, fuck you up somehow.
I know, so. I am. And eventually we all need therapy from somebody, but I'm like, I'm trying the best I can. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely momhood, I would say, but I didn't have any really expectations on being a mom. I feel like I wing it a lot. And I feel like I kind of thrive on the chaos. Yeah. Like I need stuff going around on me at the same time, like juggling shit. So I don't know. I mean, it definitely gets to me. Don't get me wrong. Like overstimulation and tired as fuck. Yeah. But I would say
preach.
Zoom out for a moment. Yeah, I think obviously right now my life has just been like biggest lesson learned is just marriage. And like how much I've done in my 4 years of 30. It's like having 2 kids, had a marriage, moved cross country, just, you know, had a finalized divorce. That's like a lot of things to do in 4 years. So it's like figuring out that sort of relationship stuff because it's just so different of like, not that I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, marriage. Yeah.
It's hard. I feel that.
Yeah. And then just like redoing it all. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, how do I do this?
It's going to be good. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Have your definitions of fun and success or freedom changed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very,
Freedom. What is that?
What is that? Oh, you want to have time to yourself?
I know. I mean, God bless the 50-50 custody, honestly, to have freedom to like do my own thing for like 2 seconds. But like, I really only need like a day. And then I'm like, what do I do with my quote unquote freedom? You know, working obviously, and success. Yeah, I think my success has definitely changed because I feel like it was so much more materialistic stuff. And now I'm just like, I want to be happy.
Yeah.
Like, I remember saying that for like the last 4 years. It's like, I don't want to get to the next level of my job. I don't want to get this and this and this. I just want to feel happy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know like what, I mean, obviously figuring it out now, but like, it seems like such an abstract idea because I think we're told the next successful thing is a tangible thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, what about you?
I feel like definitely the definition of freedom and fun has changed because again, you don't just do whatever you want to do like on your own terms now. So that I feel like has definitely changed. I also feel like freedom for me in my 30s now that I realized like certain patterns and certain things that like my family members have gone through is financial freedom. Like my goal for my 40s is to be debt free so that the money I make is my money. Like I can go on vacation, I can save it and put in investments, I can do, you know, all this kind of stuff. Cause I'm like, even though they say money can't buy happiness, it can buy financial freedom. It makes
it a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even I mean, getting a sweet treat makes me happy.
I mean, but it's like, I feel like there's such like a shameful thing of like, oh, make money and then you know, you should be happier for money. It's like, it helps things along the way. Like, and if you earn that, why would you not be proud of that and have fun with it?
Exactly. And like, I don't mean financial freedom by like, you know, how materialistic things like most people think. They're like, oh, I'll have this nice car, I have this. No, I want to be able to pay off all my debt so that I can literally just be like, the money I make is now mine.
Yeah, I don't owe anybody shit.
I don't owe anybody shit. I own my house. I own my car. I own all this shit. Yeah. It's mine. And I don't have to give anybody anything. So now it's like, okay, now what can I do to exponentially keep on going through my life so that when I retire, I'm not financially stressed and I can actually relax and retire and maybe be a grandparent.
Like, and then your kids get older and it comes to like the college times or like when they're struggling financially, you want to be able to like
help them
a little bit and not just be like, oh, sorry, dude, like I didn't do my job.
Exactly.
You know, as much as parents don't want to like baby their kids as they're older, like that's still like,
it helps.
Should be an option.
It should be an option. It helps. And then too, with the astronomical prices in college now, you know, I would like to be able to help out my kids a little bit. I didn't have any financial help. So like, obviously I have huge student loans that I'm paying into. So if I can help them even a little bit, like, that'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, my parents have definitely helped more in the past year with all the stuff going on too. And like, they're like, you know, we'll figure out the repayment down the line, but like, this is what we're here for. Like we've, you know, have that support system. And they built that, which is super nice because I don't know where I'd be without their support in that sort of situation. So it's like, I need to be like you. I need to make some goals.
Yeah.
I feel like I've just been like in the
quicksand. We can sit down and write them down. 5-year plan.
At the right
amount. 5-year plan. It really does help though. Because like same thing with my ADD brain. Like, I want to do this, I want to do that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, sit down, write them. So then you have like something to look at. Yeah.
I was rereading my journals from past years. Not very nice. That's what's before. And then I started journaling again because I was like, you need to journal. And then I'm just like, my hand starts to cramp.
Me? Like, I hate to journal, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah.
Like, I'm surprised I could read the scripts, but I guess it doesn't even matter like how you're writing. It's just like getting it out or whatever. But I was like, and just like stop in the middle of a sentence. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like it definitely helps get it like processed. But like as an ADHD person, like verbally processing stuff helps me a lot too.
For sure.
What's the next question? What is something you're still figuring out and totally okay not having mastered yet? Life.
Life. Period. Life.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, literally though. But it's so true because it's like, you know, you're unfortunately we only get this one life to live. Yeah. So it's like we're literally just winging it the entire way through, guys. Like, and
there are no adults in the room.
No, there's no adults. There's no instruction manual. There's no like. So it's like you're figuring it out along the way. Yeah, you know, and you're gonna get a lot of bumps, a lot of curves, and you have to figure out how to navigate it. You just have to like take the bull by the horns and fucking do it. Because you're not.
Those
You're
are
like,
called
already
life
know.
lessons.
Yeah.
And many of those.
Lots, and sometimes we're like, I am done.
Yeah.
Stop giving me life
I'm gonna
lessons.
sit in this pothole for a minute. Thank you.
What they say, look, God gives the strongest soldiers the hardest battles. When did I sign up for the war?
I know, I'm done.
Like-
I know. And sometimes it's so bad when it's like, because they always say like the higher your IQ, the usually more like mental
Mhm.
health issues you have. And sometimes you're like, God, ignorance is bliss.
Literally.
Ugh.
Those people are just la la la.
I know.
You're like, I
Sometimes
want
I
to
see
be
people on
you.
the side of the road. I'm like, ugh, you look so happy.
We are so happy.
Sure, you're not in a way, but like that's
you
how I'm
kinda are.
perceiving you from the
Yeah.
outside, because it's like you got nothing to worry about. Which it's probably totally not true, but that's how I'm judging you and be like, that looks nice.
That looks nice. Just in the sun.
Well, that's why I don't watch the news. People can get on me on that
Oh, yeah.
because it's just like it's nothing good.
Yeah.
Gets in your psyche,
I feel
and
that.
it's just bad news all the time.
That's me.
And, like
I
everything's
don't like watching
swayed.
news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was even just being off of like social media and not scrolling on Instagram for what now, like 2 weeks now.
Mhm.
It's like first week was like the detox of like, oh, I want to scroll, I need something, and now I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't have the urge because I'm not missing anything. Because like
Yeah.
the people that I talk
Talk
to,
to?
I talk to in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. Like, I'm here
like,
daily.
Yeah. So it's just interesting. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to go back. I mean, I'm sure I will because that's life, but
Yeah.
I need a little bit more time off of it.
Yeah. I feel that.
I'm off on a tangent on that one.
It's okay. Everybody should take a social media break every now and then.
Yeah.
It helps mentally.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than you think it is too.
Yeah.
Um,
You figure out other things to do with your time.
yeah. I was like, what YouTube videos can I watch? I've been really into these like tarot card readings.
I love that. I love
I
that.
know. I'm like comparing the two. I'm like, well, that sounds kind of on track, or like, whatever.
Like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, they're like, this doesn't resonate. Please move on. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
next.
Thanks. I love it. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap it up for the evening. So please don't forget to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. I think our next episode.
I was just thinking of Dr. Dre next episode.
Because
We'll spring it on you the next one.
we have no idea what we're doing. This is great.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks. So we'll see you next time. Bye.